Welcome to my kitchen, seasoned with a lot of love. I have to tell you, I've been cooking since I'm 10 years old, and I really love it. It was always a passion of mine. I enjoyed cooking with my parents, my grandmother, and I just carried the Southern cooking from Naples to here, third generation. I watched my father cook all the meatballs in the house every Sunday, and I continued his recipe, and I plan on doing that today with everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to a little bit of a stroll through Italy. We're going to smell a lot of basil. We're going to smell a lot of olive oil, garlic, and we're going to be screaming tomato sauce. So let's do it. Okay, so first off we're going to make is the meatballs. So we have our ground beef. Okay, with our ground beef we're going to put in about a cup of breadcrumbs, and everything, all my recipes are going to have the ingredients and the preparation listed. So if you think you're missing something, you're really not. You can go back and look at it. So we're going to put in about a cup of breadcrumbs, and to that we use Locatelli cheese, grated Romano. The Locatelli cheese is really what you need to do. And for every amount of breadcrumbs, you do half the amount of the Locatelli cheese. We're going to be putting in salt and pepper. And I like to use my pepper mill for the fresh ground pepper. Parsley, fresh parsley, and the way I do my fresh parsley is I cut it. This is a little trick. I know a lot of people stand there and chop it, but everything I do is simple. It's pretty simple, simple ingredients with great flavor. It's really fun creating these recipes and carrying family tradition for as many years as I've been cooking. And I go in and I cut the parsley up really fine, as you can see. It's pretty simple. My meatballs are known all over. Everyone loves my meatballs. And I have some funny stories. I literally got stopped by the police in the town that I lived in over 30 years. And I'm chopping some garlic right now. We hit the garlic and the skin falls off really easy. Just like that. So I put fresh garlic. So I was telling you the story. I got pulled over. Officer, what did I do? Put your hands on the roof. My wife wants your meatball recipe. I'll never forget that day. And this was in a town that I lived in and raised my family and children for over 30 years. So yeah, my meatballs are really good. They've gone a long way. I've done a lot of charities with it. Raised a lot of money to give back to the schools and the sports in our town. And you know, it works really nice. I use onion powder only because I don't want to have pieces of onion in there. People pick it out sometime. And I do use garlic powder also. And again, everything is going to be listed. Okay, we put more onion powder than garlic, and we use half the amount of garlic to the full amount of onion. Okay, so this is what it looks like, all fresh ingredients. And now we're going to, with clean hands, we're going to mush it all together. Now there's a little trick that when I made the meatballs with my father every Sunday, he would wet his palms in a bowl of water. I'm going to wet my palms with a little bit of water here. Every so often, every few meatballs, he would wet his palms and then make the meatball. He said it held the meatballs together better. So that's what I do. I continue the tradition. Okay, so we're going to make these meatballs, and then we're going to make the sauce that these meatballs go in. Before we do that, I have to brown the meat In my sauce is going to be fresh pork, pork ribs, and it's going to be Italian sausage. That's the whole process. Okay, so there you go. Pretty simple. We like to make the meatballs round, about this shape. These are the best. Now, years ago, we used to fry them or bake them. We don't fry them anymore. And the reason being is that we don't fry them is because the flavor is inside the meatball. When you fry it, it becomes hard, and you leave the flavoring in the fry pan. I know we're not supposed to eat raw meat, but what my father always did, and he taught me to do, we taste it to make sure that the ingredients are perfect. And they are. On Sundays, every other Sunday at the home football games, my dad would come over to my house. All three of my children played football. And my father would come over to my house, and we would roll 500 meatballs. And we'd go to the stadium in our town, and we did fundraising with my meatballs. They've gone a long way. Family loves them. Fundraising loves them. Tradition loves them. My grandchildren love them. So there's a great story behind these meatballs. And it's a third-generation recipe, again, from Naples. Southern cooking. Did that seem simple enough? Now we're going to have some real fun making sauce with tomatoes, San Marzano. These tomatoes are from a certain region in Italy, and the San Marzano tomatoes give the sauce all the flavor. I love using the tomatoes. I add it with puree. Very simple. Again, I break the tomatoes up. I add a little wine. The red wine, what the red wine does, it brings out the components and the flavor of the tomatoes. It really adds a nice zest to the sauce. And then I take some basil. Again, we don't cut the basil. Once you cut the basil, you take the moisture away. So you just pinch it with your fingers and you put it in. You never put a knife to basil. These are all little secrets that I've learned along the way. So now we have our tomatoes. I'm going to add it. There you go. Done. We're going to put it into the pot. We're going to put it with olive oil and fresh garlic. We're going to cut the garlic up and put it right in. Salt and pepper and some fresh parsley. We're going to cut it in. Gently place everything in. Flavor. The pork is really such a good thing to have in your sauce. It gives it so much flavor. Again, we can add a little more red wine. Okay, we're ready to go. Here's the San Marzano tomatoes, fresh with the basil. I use a wooden spoon when I'm making my sauce. The meatballs are delicate. The other meat is very heavy, and I don't want them to overpower my meatballs. Metal spoons or stainless steel spoons could have a tendency to do that. And then we put in crushed tomatoes. Some fresh basil, as we call it in Italian, basil. Don't be afraid to use salt. Tomatoes love salt and pepper. Once this boils, then I'm going to put in my meatballs. Cover it a few minutes, let it get steaming hot, and the meatballs will go in. This is the finishing touch, the Italian tomato paste. Once everything is together and I see a little bit of boil, which I see now, I put in the paste. It's my favorite part. This gives it a lot of flavor, a lot of consistency, and it just makes the sauce so rich and so flavorful. Make sure that's all diluted, and now my meatballs are going to go in. Here they go. So now the meatballs have arrived. They're in their safe place. They're at home in the sauce. The sauce was bubbling, and that's the only way I put the meatballs in. The paste has already been diluted. Now it's going to give the sauce even more flavor, much more flavor. And again, wooden spoon. Cover it, and we're done. I'm excited because this is my favorite recipe, favorite family recipe that I've ever made and will continue to make forever. And the family just loved it. It's Sunday sauce. It's a staple in our family. I'm excited to present. My meatballs are done. The pork and the sausage. It's delicious. Let's give it a little whirl. Can't forget the Locatelli cheese. I must say, these are the best meatballs. If you don't believe me, ask my grandsons and my granddaughter, they'll tell you, and my family. So now I'm sharing this with all my family and friends and everyone that's watching today. May you pass this family tradition on to your family. Thanks for watching today. This was a very big day for me. My passion for cooking is endless, and I'm so happy that I was able to share this with you. And I hope you share this with your family and enjoy your day. Bon appetit.